Have you ever wondered how Alia Bhatt effortlessly pulls off her no makeup glowy look that makes her look so youthful? And that's going to be our last and final celebrity inspired Diwali look, and this could be one of my favorites. Using the foundation sandwich method, I'm going to show you in just 3 simple steps how to achieve that beautiful glow. After you've prepped your skin with moisturizer, use a dewy setting spray. I love this one from the drugstore. It's from NYX. I'm going to spray a generous amount on my face. This is going to do 2 things for you. One, because it's a dewy setting spray, it's going to give you that dewy base. And second, it's going to form that sticky layer on your skin. So any makeup that you apply over this is going to stick onto it and it's going to become long lasting. Next, use a light to medium coverage foundation or a skin tint. Today I'm using the Fenty Skin Hydra Visor Hues Tinted Moisturizer. This also has an SPF of 30. Make sure your skin has completely dried up after you've sprayed the setting spray before you apply the skin tint. The reason I love this product is it's lightweight and non-greasy, and it gives you great coverage too, although it's a tinted moisturizer. And I have sensitive and dry skin. Because this has a mineral-based formula, it's very gentle on sensitive skin. And the reason I like a tinted moisturizer for a look like this is because we want to get that glowy, dewy look, and that moisturizer does that for you. After application of every single product on your face, you got to let it dry. So I'm going to make sure this is completely dry before I move to the third and final step in achieving that beautiful glow, which is spraying another layer of the NYX Dewy Setting Spray. And now you know the reason it's called the sandwich method is because you're sandwiching your foundation or tinted moisturizer, in this case, between 2 layers of the setting spray. And you can see how stunning that glow is, and you can achieve it in just 3 steps using the sandwich method. And after this, you can finish the makeup as you prefer. I'm of course going to start with some concealer to conceal in areas where I have uneven skin tone, and the one that I'll be using as always is Milani Concealer in the shade 150. I'm going to let it sit and get a little bit tacky and dry before I blend it out to get full coverage. And while that's happening, I'm going to use very minimal product to contour my face. I'm just using the Physicians Formula Contour Stick. They've upgraded this product. I kind of miss this product, but there's a better version of this, and I'm going to link everything in the description box below. And the reason I'm using minimal product is because you want to go as natural as possible with this look. People should wonder when they look at you, does she have any product on her face, or her face is naturally contoured like that? So using less product leaves your skin looking like that. This product blends seamlessly, and now that the concealer is a little bit dry, let's go ahead and blend it out. I love to use a fluffy brush to blend out the concealer. This is from e.l.f. It's one of the cheaper drugstore brushes. If you don't have one, I would highly recommend getting one. I'm going to link it in the description box below. I use it as a concealer brush as well as an eyeshadow blending brush. It blends eyeshadows like a dream. If you want that fluffy cloud-like appearance in the crease, this is the brush to use. With the residue that's left on the brush after blending out the concealer, I'm going to use it just over some blemishes that are not completely covered. Again, we are going to stay true to this look and use minimal product for everything, which means we also want to go very light on the blush. And for that reason, I'm going to be using the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek Cream Blush Stick. And this is in the shade Dash. I'm taking a little bit in the back of my hand, tap with the brush, and apply it to the highest points of my cheekbones. That adds that hint of color to the cheeks, but it's not too much. So what do you think? Do we even lock this makeup in? Of course, we have to lock every makeup. I am going to be using powder in areas where I tend to crease or sweat, where the makeup separates. Using the One Size Translucent Blurring Setting Powder, I'm going to set very lightly by dusting off the excess, only in areas where I sweat, like I mentioned, which is mostly in my T-zone and under my eyes. And when I set under my eyes, I always like to look up to flatten out the skin under my eyes before I set. That way, nothing creases and the powder doesn't settle in the fine lines. You can see how we are using minimal product, but what about the rest of the face? I always use this trick of using toilet paper. I'm going to separate it out and just use 1 layer of toilet paper. You can also use tissue paper if you like. I press it onto my skin with the powder brush. That is going to take care of removing that excess makeup on your face. And there is powder on the powder brush. It's going to move through the tissue paper, through those fine pores, and it's going to settle on your skin, believe it or not. But it's not going to look powdery. Instead, it's going to give you the most beautiful natural glow while sealing your makeup. Moving on to brows and eyes, we are going to do a very delicate brow fill. I'm just using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. This is in the shade Graphite. I'm going to lightly brush my brow hair upwards, and I'm only going to fill in the sparse areas. You can also use a brow powder or eyeshadow to get that soft look. Or if you have very thick brows like me, just leave it as is. It doesn't have to be very neatly groomed. You can just leave it looking very natural. For eyeshadows, this is one of the most beautiful looks you can do if you have hooded eyes. I'm going to be using the Tartelette and Bloom palette. This is by Tarte. I'm picking up the shade Rebel, which is a warm brown shade with blending brush. I'm going to mark out my crease. Looking straight in the mirror, I'm going to pick a point where I should be able to see my crease even when I keep my eyes open. And that's where I'm going to start blending out this eyeshadow. I'm just marking and warming up the crease by using this from the inner to the outer corner, buffing it out. You can make this as dark or as light as you prefer. And then using a matte bone eyeshadow called Charmer, I'm going to brighten up the lid. I'm just going to apply it to the center of the lid with my finger, and I'm going to quickly blend it out with the blending brush. Using a small definer, fluffy brush, I'm going to use that brown eyeshadow in my lower lash line as well. And then using a clean, larger blending brush, I'm going to smoke this out further to buff it out and make it look softer. Rather than a black eye pencil, I think she used a brown eye pencil in her waterline. So I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Dimensional Dark Brown. It's a deeper shade of brown, but not quite black. It's time to finish up, so I'm going to curl my lashes before I apply a coat of mascara. The one that I'll be using today is Lash Princess Waterproof Mascara. This is by Essence. She didn't have any false lashes on, so I'm going to be using a good coat of mascara both in my top as well as bottom lashes. Using the shade Funny Girl, I'm going to highlight my inner corner as well as brow bones to add that pop of highlight. And you can see that simple eye makeup makes such a huge difference compared to the other eye. In this look, she has pale pink lips. I'm going to first line my lips with a brow pencil. This is just a brown brow pencil by Fenty. I love brow pencils to line my lips because they have a fine tip and it's so easy to draw those precise lines. And also they're not as creamy as lip pencils, so they don't bleed or feather out in the outer corners. And for that light pink lipstick, I'm going to be using the Impactful Smoothing Lipstick by Thrive in the shade Ebony. Because this is so pigmented, I'm just going to use a little bit and spread it with my fingers. So that should give a flush of light pink. It'll look like your lips, but just a better version of your lips. With the hair, she hasn't done much with this. She's just tied a pony, so I'm going to tie a pony as well. And I like to pull my hair in front and loosen up a little bit. When you do this, it just looks more fuller. And then I'm just using the MEJ Angel Stick, which is a hair balm, to neaten up my hair. I'm also going to include dupes for this product, which you can find at the drugstore in the description box below. She's got those pretty small oxidized jhumkas, so I'm going to be doing the same. And she has that small bindi, so I'm going to keep a small black bindi. And here is the finished look. Of all the looks from the Diwali series, I think this one was my favorite. Which one was yours? Let me know in comments section. And if you like series, let me know what kind of series you'd like to watch next by commenting below. Happy Diwali to everyone. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon with a brand new one. Bye guys.